Hey, light workers and lurkers. This is Drayana Hathor, and today I want to talk about generational curse breakers as well as generational curse breaking. And I also want to explain what generational curses are. So, generational curses are typically referred to as when families have curses in them, like people might have different issues in a family, or issue might run rampant in a particular family. That's considered a generational curse um, that people tend to repeat in cycles, people that are born into that family. Generational curse breakers are the people that are born into the families that don't repeat the same mistakes, don't repeat the same bad habits, bad patterns. So they break the pattern of the bad behavior. A lot of people identify as generational curse breakers, but I want to dive into the true definition and explain how most people are not. Like, generational curse breakers are very rare. First and foremost, generational curses or cursed families are actually karmic families. Now, people are born into those families that are not of this world. So say you have people of the light that are born into them that don't resonate, don't have the same character flaws and issues that their family members are dealing with. And they grow up in the family and end up separating from the family and start their own families and don't take the same bad habits into their new families. And then you have people that are divine beings that are born into these families with the same results, except the difference is when the divine beings come up out of those families, they are awakened later on in life and are destined to start a new family with a divine counterpart like them. And once they are awakened spiritually, they'll know intuitively what they're destined to do, and they'll intuitively know who their divine counterpart is, and they'll intuitively know that they're destined to start a new family with that said divine counterpart. And the key difference is that once they come into union and they have children from the point of awakening, that their children and their children's children and their children's children's children are all going to be divine souls, evolved souls that are going to be born into their lineage, their family line. And I don't even like to use bloodline because it's not even about blood. It's about your soul. What ranking your soul is. So you have karmics who are at the bottom of the spiritual ranks. Then you have people at the light who are like in the middle, and then you have divine beings who are at the top. So the souls that are going to be coming in are going to be all divine souls. No karmic souls will be born into those bloodlines that are started between the divine counterparts when they start their families, once they come into union. Now, some people may be confused by breaking certain traits that families have, because even karmics can break certain patterns that their family might have. Like, personally, my mother, she's karmic. I was born into a karmic family with other karmic family members, and she had an alcoholic father. So she intentionally decided not to, indulge too much in liquor, you know, or she just didn't have the genetic trait to do it. I don't even think she intentionally chose not to. She just didn't have the genetic markers to want to be an alcoholic like her father was, you know. But somebody from the outside looking in might look at her like she broke that curse, when it just wasn't her. That wasn't a part of her characteristics to be an alcoholic, but she had other issues that she dealt with. Like, she still was a karmic person. She just didn't repeat or wasn't susceptible to what her father chose to do, which was be an alcoholic, or well, he was an alcoholic, but she's still a karmic. So some people might look at that like, oh, she broke that generational curse. No, it just wasn't a part of her genetics. She didn't have the genetic markers or whatever to go that route, but she had other karmic traits, plenty of them, a plethora of karmic traits. So that's one way people can look at someone and be like, oh, they broke a generational curse when they really didn't. And then you have people of the light who are on their journeys and don't repeat it, with their family members, because it's not that how their soul is. Like, they're not built that way, you know? And they go through life with their families until it's time to separate once they're old enough or whatever happens, and they decide to cut ties and they move on with their life. But that's really a part of their spiritual journey. What they're supposed to do, is to be in these families, learn lessons, and separate and ascend, grow spiritually. When I say ascend, so that's what they're supposed to do, and they hopefully they'll ascend up off of this planet next lifetime. Or sometimes people might be born into many karmic families and have to learn many lessons over lifetimes until they learn everything they need to learn, and they can go ahead and ascend. And this is why I always say that it's not about blood, because you can be born as you will be born into many bloodlines, and you have been born into many different bloodlines. Like, bloodlines are not important. What's important is your soul. Everything from a higher perspective, speaking spiritually speaking, everything is based off of your soul. What kind of person you are, how you're built. Some people are built karmic and they serve a purpose in life. Other people's are built to the light and they're meant to go along their life journey and grow spiritually, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So, in a nutshell, generational curse breaking is only done by a divine being. And how the curse is broken is that once they go through their life and they detach from karmic people of their family, they start their own family that will have souls being born into their family, or commonly known as bloodlines, for future generations. No more karmic souls will be born into families that were created under that divine union. Those are the generational curse breakers. More commonly, people are referred to the ones that I stated prior, which is the karmics that don't have the genetic markers or just weren't built to do certain things that maybe they grew up in, certain toxic things, but they have other toxic traits. And as far as the people of the light who break away and continue on their journey to hopefully ascend higher and higher and off of this karmic planet. So those are the ones that usually are confused for generational curse breakers, when the real generational curse breakers are the divine beings that will be on this planet and are here on a mission for many, many lifetimes to come. So other divine beings are being born in, because it's the age of Aquarius. Things are shifting on this planet. Things are with the age of Aquarius, things are shifting from religion to people really knowing what they're here for. I have a video about that, basically explaining why divine beings are here, that can explain that to you a little deeper. But yeah, there are people that there are souls, divine souls, that are going to be planted here to make changes in the world, and I'm one of them. Now, divine beings could have, like, say, before their awakening, like myself personally, I had a family before my awakening. I was married, I had children, and one of my children were born karmic, you know. So I believe that to be for teaching purposes, because there are plenty of people, plenty of families that have karmic children. So that's something that I speak out about, raising karmic children, how you should treat them, and things of that nature. Um, but yeah, you can have a karmic child with a karmic soulmate, because I was married to a karmic and had children, children prior to my awakening. But I know If it's destined for me to have more children in the future with my divine counterpart, then all of my children and children's children's children with my divine counterpart will all be divine souls. They will all be evolved souls. They will all be ancient souls that are going to be here on their own missions for this planet, you know. I think that's all I want to talk about. That's all I had to say about that for right now. Like, subscribe, and share, and comment if you have any comments or questions. I'm open to questions as well. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.